Welcome back to another video on the channel. Novak Djokovic is a 2021 Men's Australian Open champion after defeating Daniel Medvedev in straight sets. So Djokovic wins his 9th Grand Slam in Melbourne, 18th Grand Slam title overall, and it was just an absolute masterclass from start to finish from Novak Djokovic. Medvedev entered this match as many people's favourites, and he was on a 20-match unbeaten streak. He'd beaten 12 top 10 opponents in a row. He was playing the tennis of his life. He'd cruised to the final, and many people thought this was the time that Djokovic eventually lost the final in Melbourne. It was a changing of the guard, but I think Djokovic uses all of his experience, his class, his variations, and he dominated from ball one to the very last. So looking at that first set, which I always felt was going to be very important, we know Djokovic is a fantastic front runner. He gets better as the match goes on, he returns better. I thought Medvedev to stand any chance, and I think for anybody really to stand a chance of beating Djokovic over 5 sets, you have to win the opening set. And Djokovic raced into a 3-love lead, and Medvedev looked very nervy early on. He missed in the first serve. Djokovic started very well. He wanted to make a statement and get that early break, which he did. And then Medvedev came back. He made a real match of it in that opening set. He brought Djokovic back for 3-3. And that first set got even bigger then, when it went to 5-5. It was a long opening set, and I felt whoever won that was probably going to have the momentum to go on and win the match. But as I predicted in my preview video, I think as good as Medvedev's been playing in this tournament, and the momentum that he had coming into this match, playing Djokovic in a Grand Slam final is a whole new level. On court against Djokovic's level, and also mentally, can you produce your best, and can you find the first serves at 5-5? Can you hold Djokovic off? And he couldn't. Djokovic had that relentless pressure. He returned fantastically well. He played a few brilliant points at the biggest moments, and that was the difference in that opening set. I just felt Djokovic coped with the pressure, which you would expect, and he stole the opening set 7-5. And from that point on, I think Medvedev struggled mentally. I think he played about as well as you could expect against Djokovic in that opener. So for him to then lose it, and as I mentioned, he'll have known himself, Djokovic is a fantastic front runner. His level was only going to get better as he read the serve and started serving better himself. And the match quickly ran away. There's a few points I quickly want to talk about. Is that I think the shot that won Djokovic's match was the quality of returning. Medvedev didn't get many free points at all off serve, and I think it created a doubt in Medvedev's head. He's not used to playing so many long points, and Djokovic dominated the second serve point, which meant that Medvedev was panicking, I think, on his first serve, because it almost had to be an ace if he was to secure the point. I think Djokovic done very well at the force errors, and Medvedev soon started to doubt himself in rallies, which meant errors were thrown, and Djokovic was holding and breaking very comfortably, winning those second and third sets 6-2. It was a masterclass from Djokovic, but I think Medvedev struggled to deal with the Djokovic pressure mentally rather than on the court almost. Medvedev was hitting shots and serves that would be winners against probably any other player on the tour, but Djokovic gets them back with depth, and I think Medvedev grew more and more frustrated as the match went on, and he felt at times as if, how do I beat this man? How do I even win a point against Djokovic? He was getting everything back. He wasn't making a mistake. He was going cross-court, backhand, down the line with a forehand, slice backhands, drop shots. Djokovic had just done an array of shots today, and everything came off. His variations and shot selection, his movement, the serve, the return, everything was just on point from ball one, and Djokovic in that form is unbeatable on a fast hard court. I think Medvedev's head certainly dropped, and he completely fell away from that second set. And that's something I talked about in my preview. Medvedev has done that before in the past. He's done it in this tournament, against Krajinovic. He's done it against Tsitsipas momentarily. That when things aren't quite going his way, he does rush the first serve. He does start making errors and gifting games away. And you can't do that against Djokovic, especially when you're set down. And also I think another key point was when Medvedev's usually counter-punching and defending, he either hits winners from them positions or at least forces mistakes from opponents who perhaps can't hit 3 and 4 winning shots in a rally. Djokovic didn't make those unforced errors, and he didn't miss. He was consistently hitting the lines, breaking through the Medvedev defence, which I think again frustrated Medvedev because Djokovic wasn't missing. He was hitting him from side to side, wearing him out, and despite Medvedev trying to defend and counter punch as well as he could, Djokovic's ball striking was just too clean, too heavy, too wide and deep for Medvedev to even live with Djokovic at times. He was just a different level, a different class, and it was, as I say, just a unbelievable performance from Djokovic from the very start. So I think, Djokovic ran out a very comfortable winner. I think many people thought this match would go 4 or 5 sets, me included. I did think the experience and variations with Djokovic would get him through this one, and I think that did prove to be the case. And I think the fact that Djokovic's two easiest and most comfortable wins came in the semi-final and final, you have to say, just shows that Djokovic has got the ability to go to an extra gear, an extra level that nobody in the world can live with. Medvedev is undoubtedly the second best player in the world at the moment with that 20-match unbeaten streak. He cruised to the final, he destroyed Stefanos Tsitsipas in the semi-finals, and Djokovic never looked out of control. He dominated this match, particularly from the end of that first set onwards. Beating Medvedev in 6-2, 6-2, just shows you how dominant he was, and it's scary. I think the levels and the numbers that Djokovic can get to, I think he's only improving over time. His fitness and his flexibility, his all-round game, but particularly his serve. He served well over 100 aces in this tournament, which is unlike Djokovic in the past years. And I think he's hungry to go on and succeed and thrive for more and break all the records. We know he's going to be the most player to spend the most time with weeks as well, number one in a few weeks' time. He's going to surpass Federer. And I just think Djokovic is going to go on and have a fantastic 2021 now. He'll be favoured at Wimbledon, he'll be favoured at the US Open. And I think he's getting better and better. This was the time that many people thought Medvedev was going to come through and be that changing of the guard and beat Djokovic over the distance and dominate him from the baseline, and that just didn't happen today. As I say, Djokovic just dominated him every single department. He backed himself from ball one. He coped with the mental stress and pressure better than Medvedev did, and yeah, it was a comprehensive and comfortable win for Djokovic in the end. Medvedev's had a fantastic tournament. He'll come again. I think he is a ready-made Grand Slam champion. Perhaps when Djokovic is finished playing, though, Djokovic's level at the minute on a hard court, a bit like Naomi Osaka, he's a massive favourite going to every tournament, and I feel that if Djokovic plays somewhere near his best, he's going to be incredibly difficult to stop over 5 sets at a Grand Slam. But Medvedev's a fantastic player. He didn't play his absolute best today. I think he struggled to deal with Djokovic's quality. He struggled to deal with the mental pressure of a Grand Slam final, and he let his head drop at the key moments. He never really threatened to fight back, which was quite disappointing from his behalf. But he'll get better with experience and maturity. He's got a fantastic first serve. He's brilliant defensive and counter puncher. I think perhaps something to work on for Medvedev is variations. I think over a 5-set tournament, he didn't have too much variations today, and up against Djokovic when things aren't going right, he needs something to try and turn the tables, but he doesn't have that great backhand slice. He's not the most comfortable at the net and coming into the court, and his game unravels pretty quickly when his head drops. He serves far too quickly in between points. He made a few double faults, he made lots of unforced errors in his service games, which gifted Djokovic breaks and momentum. So I just think for Medvedev, it's about learning how to cope with those pressure moments, learning how to deal with setbacks a little bit better, and adding different variations to game. Finally, for Djokovic, just going from strength to strength, as I say, I think he's becoming perhaps even a better player than what we've seen in the past couple of years. Has won this tournament pretty comfortably from the semi-final stage onwards, defeated the next-gen superstar in the final straight sets. So yeah, on to the rest of 2021 for Djokovic and try to add to his Grand Slam tally. So just finally, I've started YouTube around a year ago. I've thoroughly enjoyed covering all the tournaments. There's lots more content coming in 2021. Just want to thank anybody who's recently subscribed during this tournament. As I've said, I've thoroughly enjoyed covering it on my Twitter account, on my website, and on this YouTube channel. I've had lots of nice comments on matches which I enjoy reading. Lots of likes in the video and new subscribers, which, as I say, is much appreciated. So if you have enjoyed my content, do leave a like in this video and subscribe. I will be back to cover lots more ATP and WTA events throughout the year, and also all of the Grand Slams on the men's and women's side. I am planning as well to go to a few UK events in the summer, hopefully Wimbledon, fingers crossed. Hopefully fans are allowed, if not, hoping to get in as media. But yeah, just thanks for joining the channel, and I hope everyone's enjoyed the content throughout. this 2021 Australian Open. Pretty happy with my predictions. I did predict Naomi Osaka and Djokovic to lift the titles in my pre-tournament prediction video, so hopefully I can keep them up for the rest of the year. But yeah, just thanks for watching. A brilliant morning of tennis from a Djokovic fan point of view. Just a complete masterclass from, in my opinion, the best player to ever played the game. But that's an argument for another day. So thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next video.